And welcome back, friends, once again to the world's least reliable YouTube channel, Sage's Light Bulbs, where I've been absent for an extended period of time because I have taken up the hobby of stamp collecting. Yes, philately, highly recommended. Just take a break from the light bulbs, go dig in them stamps. Really a good hobby. But I have been getting inventory, and in the meanwhile, you see we got lots of bulbs, more bulbs back here. It's really getting out of hand, especially because I've also taken up yard camping. So there's like tents everywhere and these foams, and there's the dog showed up in the house with a girlfriend, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But so anyway, we got these bulbs, and the only thing I can say about them is deceptive. Like, oh my gosh. So let's just dive in here. We're gonna do 75 watts because power is good. So, what do we see? Well, Halco, general service, 75 watt, A19, 130 volts. I don't know how you get more normal than that. There is no fancy claims on here of anything whatsoever. Same with here, same with here, same with this side, lighting facts. But we got some things to notice here. First of all, I think these are halogen. They're pumping out a good 2600 Kelvin. Standard A19 might be like 1000, I think. It's maybe 2000, certainly not 2600. 2600s are really hot for an incandescent bulb. So I think we got halogens here, but this is where you start to see some truth, and that's the lighting facts they're required to put on here. We're only getting about 680 lumens out of a 75 watt bulb. Now, by my estimation, we should be getting darn near 1200 lumens for a 75 watt bulb. And you can see the 60s are even worse. We only got 520 versus 680. So, that's a 40 watt bulb, darn near. So we're really missing the mark on the lighting here. And so at this point, you're thinking like, gee whiz, why we got such high color temperature, such low brightness? And then we look at the life. Durée de vida. 5,000 hours from an incandescent bulb. What a claim that is. And I think they're right. Because what kind of heavy-duty filament you think they're getting out? 75 watts, only putting out 680 lumens. So I just can't explain why you wouldn't advertise that. So you're going to buy this bulb, and you're going to be like, man, this is a dim bulb. And you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to move on. Halco dropped the ball here. Why would you not advertise that? Really confusing. Now, the actual bulb itself here, it's pretty normal. I like this brass base, glass insulator, good little blob there. Normal bulb, sort of pair, A19, classic. Top, just 75 watts, Halco, and 680 lumens. So, they're very truthful here. Lots of facts, but it's just a confusing situation. All right, let's fire it up. All right, I'm just going to set the bulb down here so I can operate the switch. All right, there we go. Well, what do we think? I think the light is beautiful. I do not think it's 2600 Kelvin. I think it's like 1200. Nice and warm. And you can see color rendering index is beautiful. Looks like you're by a campfire. Incandescent light's just so hard to beat. This box looks great. But in person, this is very dim. This is the 60 watt bulb. This could hardly pass as a 40, I'm going to be honest. And that's because it has a light output of a 40 watt bulb. Okay, here we go with the 75 watt. And, it is brighter, especially on the camera, if it would focus. But at the same time, if you didn't tell me this was a 75 watt instead of a 60 watt, not sure I could guess. I'd say this is like a 61 watt. But they're definitely using their full complement of watts because these little suckers heat up, let me tell you. And I can't understand for the life of me why you wouldn't advertise like triple ultra marathon life. That was a thing back in the day when they only had these, have your ultra long lasting bulbs. And another thing I wonder about is maybe if they took a 230 watt bulb with a heavy duty filament for the voltage on those European applications, and maybe they just stuck it in American because that can, it exponentially improves filament life. Well, to conclude, viewers, this short little episode here on these Halco General Service deceptive lamps. Light looks great. They get nice and hot, melt the snow off, high energy wattage. That's always what we like to see, suck up them watts. And, really, I would totally have bought these when they were, I'm sure they were pretty cheap. And I just think it's interesting. I always wonder if they had a surplus of European bulbs. They wanted to just stick them over here. But regardless, hopefully I'll see you again sooner than later.